almost everybody associates what they want with the resistance of yearning. And so we want to clarify something. When you give up resistance, sometimes it feels like you've let go of your desire, but you haven't. You've let go of the resistance of the desire. Does that make sense to you? It's not that you've stopped caring. You don't stop caring because once it's in the vortex, the larger part of you is caring really a lot. It's that you've just associated caring with yearning. So don't say that you've stopped caring, because your desire is not only still there, it has evolved. And so as your inner being is calling you from where you are to where you want to be, depending upon your level of resistance, your desire does look different. For example, let's say that you want prosperity, but you've been believing for a long time that you don't have the right occupation, or you don't have the right education, or you don't have the right placement in life, so you've got beliefs that don't allow you to move freely to this desire. So your inner being is calling you to the desire, but you can only translate it through the lens of your beliefs. So it changes continually. The more resistance you let go of, the more open-ended it all feels, and the more you begin to believe in the bigness of everything that you desire. So I'm getting closer to clarifying what I want, closer to vibrating in harmony with what I want, closer to getting what I want, closer to being in the receptive mode, so that I am moving along to that sweet spot of what I want. Translating thoughts to things. Let's clarify this. So you've been putting things in the vortex, and now it's bubbled into some significant, what you want to call dreams, or what some want to call goals. There's a lot there, and it's big. You're putting more into it, more definition into it, more intricacy, more specifics into it. So it is morphing, but it's not changing so much that we even need to call it changing. It's just being shored up. It's just transmitting a stronger signal. It's just getting itself to be more ready for you to be ready for it. So the question isn't about what it's doing. Let's not talk about whether it's changing. Let's talk about your path of least resistance to it. Now, this was a new conversation that we just began having today in this strong way. It's your readiness that is changing, not your dream. Your dream is changing, but it was big a long time ago. In other words, it's time for you to begin letting it be yours. It's you that's changing. So, are you getting that? It's you that's changing. So if you could stop being unhappy about the situation that is causing you to make the change to get to it. Oh, there it is. Instead, you want to bless this resistance, because that's what's helping you to make the change in you, that's getting you all the way to these things that you really want, and to all that you want to be. If you heard that, we are so happy. You are the one changing. You are becoming less resistant all the time. And you know how you're becoming less resistant? By moving through resistance. As you move through something that feels like a struggle, you make more definition about who you are and what you want. As things don't go quite the way you want them to, you more clearly define what you want. Now here's the thing. Your definition is not changing that. That's already there. What's changing is the resistance in you. Did you hear it that time? What's changing is the resistance in you. So you really want to say, just bring it on. I'm eager to learn. I'm eager to know. I'm eager to grow. I'm eager to become. I'm eager for whatever it takes for me to line up with this. And then, of course, do all the things we've been talking about. Talk about that. Talk about that. Talk about how you think that might feel. Use all the good words and all the good visualization that you can about it. But most of all, just chill out. Step 3 is your primary work. Step 1 is ask. You can't stop doing that. Step 2 is source has already answered, and the vortex has already been created, and your vibrational reality already exists. Step 3 is the get happy part, the let go of the cork part, the feel as good as you can feel part in any moment that you can. Step 4 is get really good at step 3. That's all step 4 is. Step 4 is just being really good at step 3, mastering step 3, which means care so much about how you feel that when a thought comes, and they will, that don't feel so good, that you deliberately divert your attention. And then step 5 is our favorite step, really. That's where You're no longer mad at yourself when you're back in step one. Because of what we just said, you understand the value of contrast. You understand how important the contrast is to the change in you that is necessary for the matching with what you've already created. We've never said that clearer. And yet, you're so quiet. And so, sometimes contrast comes because there was contrast before that you gave your attention to. So you let the earlier contrast sort of set your thoughts. You sort of were responding more than you meant to thoughts, and then more contrast comes like it. But in any case, every time contrast comes, there's clarification of desire. And anytime there's clarification of desire, there's a higher probability that you can hold your thoughts on what you want. There are many ways to approach life, but we're going to point out for you 2 basic approaches. And you fall into both categories. All of you fall more into the first category than the second, but these are the 2 primary categories of creation that most of you are experiencing. First one. I know what I don't want, so I know what I do want. I know what I don't want, so I know what I do want. I know what I don't want. I really don't want that. I know what I don't want. I really don't want that. Others don't want it either. A lot of us don't want that. I know what I don't want. I really know what I don't want. I don't want that, and I don't like this about it, or this about it, or this about it, or this. I want that, but I really know what I don't want. And so what happens is, I know what I don't want, which causes you to launch another rocket. But you know what you don't want, which causes you to launch another rocket. But you know what you don't want, which causes you to launch another rocket. So you've got this great expanse, this big time tug of war going on. And then finally, you know what you don't want, and you're so sick and tired of that you launch this huge rocket that gets your attention for a minute. But you can't get there easily because this is where your practice is. But that was so big that it calls you in a really strong way. But it's a really hard path because you've put so much resistance on the way. So it's really interesting, isn't it? The whole time that you're building this vortex that will call you, and in fact, a lot of the stuff that you've built your vortex out of is resistance. The very resistance that was necessary for you to build what you wanted is the resistance that holds you back from it, if you're not a good focuser. But if you're a good focuser, every time you know what you don't want and you know what you do want, you give your attention to that. So this is the distinction. You launch a rocket, you know what you don't want, you launch a rocket, you keep doing that. So there's a big extreme. It's like pulling a rubber band back. And when you let go of it, it goes really far. You say, oh boy, am I a good creator. That's one approach. That's what most of you do most of the time. Here's the other approach. Know what I don't want, know what I do want. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that about that. That's really good. Know what you don't want, know what you do want. Oh, how lovely is that? I can think about that and talk about that. Yeah, I can line up with that. Know what I don't want, oh yeah, how lovely is that? Yeah, I can do that. Not the drama you like. It's not the drama you like. It doesn't get the attention that you think you want. Nobody's going to write a book about you. You have to suffer really a lot before they'll write a book about you. You have to overcome terrible stuff. But you can play it any way you want. We recommend a combination of all of that, but more of this, more of staying in your lane, more of feeling the rumble strip. When you get into your car, you know where your lane is. You know that you don't want to try to occupy the same space as another car. And when your wheels are on the rumble strip, you just naturally correct your steering. You don't make a big deal about it. You don't call someone, the rumble strips are here. I'm on the rumble strips. What do you think it means? What do you think I should do? I don't know. I don't know how they got here. I'm sure I was watching what I was doing. I'm just sure I was watching what I was doing. Nope. Just came out of the blue. Nope. Rumble strips are right there. What should I do? What should I do? All 4 wheels are on the other side of the rumble strip. Yeah. That ever happened to you? Really? What happened? I'm in the ditch. What should I do? What should I do? What? Watch the bridge, watch, what? Getting a new body is so time consuming. Once you go over that cliff, it's trouble. Where all you had to do is feel the rumble strip and do what you naturally do. You just correct your steering. You don't make a big thing about it. You accept it as guidance and you utilize it well. We want to point you in the direction of your vortex so that you can feel the bigness and the wholeness of it. So it helps when you accept, and many of you have, that it's logical that you've created this vortex, and so therefore isn't it logical that you've created a collective one, and isn't it therefore logical that what's happening on planet Earth and what future manifestations will be has everything to do with what's there now. So we just want to point out that there's always been a whole lot there, and that the evolution and expansion of all species, especially the human species, has been a wonderful thing, just like you all planned it being. But now this is your time. It's why so many, including us, are calling this the time of awakening, because it's the time of consciously focusing yourself in alignment with what you have vibrationally created. So the feeling of joy is more pervasive. The feeling of hands-on creating is more pervasive. There's more joy, more hands-on joy, more feelings of hands in the clay, more feeling of freedom, more sense of autonomy, more sense of right place, right time. And yeah, more manifestations that those counters will look at and use as their explanation of humanity and society and what's gone on, but they still are missing the big picture. And the big picture is the collective vortex, because that's where that world peace is that you all want. That's where that harmony, that's where that absence of disease is. That's where the everyone being able to eat. That's where the absence of hunger is. You see what we're getting at? There is so much more that humanity has been seeking. But what is humanity? Humanity is only the culmination of a whole lot of humans who are individually focused and asking for themselves personally, but it has created the vibrational existence of that which you want to call source. So it has created the vibrational existence of the potential for human allowance. But there will always be a gap between what you've created and what you have allowed. If you as an individual can allow yourself to say and mean, nobody else has to figure this out, I've got it. And if you can not feel the need to convince them all, or even to convince a lot of them, if you can just know it and live it and let it be demonstrated to you, then through the clarity of your joyous example, others will catch on too. Ooh, we felt the gasp in the room. Don't you like knowing that all that you seek already is, and that source stands focused on that, and that law of attraction is responding to that powerful beingness? Doesn't it make it certain that it will be for you, for any one of you, at any time that you allow it? And if you can just resist the need for everybody to get it before you get it, then you'll have it. See? If you can not lament those who don't get it or aren't understanding, if you can not push against those who are waiting for it to be manifested and then they're counting the beans of what's being manifested. If you can be the vibrational being that you were born being and that you were born to be, then, oh, what a sweet, 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 sweet moment after moment after moment after moment after moment you have. And all anxiety just falls by the wayside, because you know everything's always working out for you. And not just you, yous. Everything's always working out for yous. For yous. Everything's always working out for yous, for us. Everything's always working out for all of us, you see. And so, oh, isn't that nice? Don't you like knowing that?